Here is my team selection for game week 13. I'll be going through my transfers, my best captain picks, and looking at who I'm going to be taking out and bringing in. Let's get into it.
Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.
Good day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Root and welcome back to another FPL video. So in today's video, we'll be looking back at my game week 12 team, seeing how I got on. It was a rare green arrow, so I'm happy to share that with everyone that's watching this. Also, I'll be looking forward to game week 13, talking about my transfers, my captaincy, and how I kind of feel for the game week as a whole. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and smash a like on this video. So first of all, I will be going through my game week 12 team. So 88 points, a really, really good game week. Actually, only my second green arrow of the season, which is really, really good, as both green arrows have been incredible. My first green arrow was 1.24 million, which was incredible. I went from 1,290,000 to around 50k. So that was incredible. And then ever since then, it's kind of been a red until this week. I was 1.7 million in game week 11, but I've climbed up to 950,000, 958,000. So over the moon with that. That's all thanks to a few of these players. Some of them, not so much, but I'd say most of the players did well this week, and I am really proud of them. So Onana did get me a clean sheet. There's 2 clean sheets in a row, which is incredible. 8-pointer, and then obviously you got a 6-pointer against Fulham. I'm actually really happy I kept in. I was thinking about going to Areola a few weeks ago and even playing my wild card a few weeks ago, and I'm happy I've done neither. So yep, thank you very much, Onana. Defense, I'd rather skip over it, to be honest. They've had the stinkers, and especially as I bench Tsimikas as well, as I know a lot of people did. 15 points, 2 assists, clean sheet, 3 bonus. So that is a stinky one there. Midfield though, did put it out of the bag for me. My new transfer in, Bowen. I did do Madison to Bowen in game week 12, so that was a really good transfer. He got a goal, he got 1 bonus, so really happy with that one. Dingra as well got a goal, my 5 million midfielder. Yes, I probably should have gone Palmer, and then in the end, it's probably a bad move going to Dingra, but he's matched him so this week, or he's probably done even a little bit better. So really happy with that one. 3 bonus, goal scored, but obviously did get a yellow card, so that's why I didn't get a 10-pointer. Saka keeps chipping away with the assists, the odd goal. I am a little bit worried about his goals though. So he hasn't scored since game week 7. Yes, he's missed 1 game out of that, but I am a bit worried, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. Son, 2-pointer, disappointing against Wolves. Didn't really look to attacking or any creativity in that team, so that is a worrying thing for Spurs at the moment. And then Salah, the captaincy choice, 32 points, incredible, 3 bonus, 2 goals, 1 clean sheet. Happy days on that one. Haaland also 16 points, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 bonus. So I just wanted to talk about how captaining a midfielder in this instance kind of benefited me. Salah got 1 less attack and return, but because of that extra point for a goal, and because of the clean sheet point as well for a midfielder, he actually matched Haaland. So that is a reason why, if it's 50-50 between a midfielder and forward, I'm always going to go for the midfielder. Also, Alvarez with an assist as well. Overall, really happy. I guess what could have been with Tsimikas in my team, I probably would have been top 500k, but we move. I'm really happy with this week, and hopefully it kind of propels for the rest of the season, as I do still have my wild card in the bank as well. So next up, we'll get on to game week 13 team selection. So for my game week 13 team selection, I've decided to keep Onana. As I've said, he's done really well the last few game weeks for me, and Everton away, I'm hoping he can do the same. Everton have actually looked a little bit better defensively over the last few games, so I guess it's not as easy as it is on paper, the fixture, but you kind of got to fancy Man United to win that game and keep a clean sheet, as they are the most informed team at the moment. I guess we'll skip over that one. Yeah, so Onana, kind of happy with him against Everton. Defense is a sticky one still. You got Lascelles, Chelsea at home. Chelsea have been scoring a lot of goals. They scored 8 goals in the last 2 games against Spurs and Man City. So I'm a bit worried about that one, especially as Newcastle did lose last time out against Bournemouth. They've conceded, 2 goals against Bournemouth. So it is a tough one. Their last 2 away games, actually, they've conceded 4 in total. Obviously, this is at home, and I guess Chelsea performed better against the traditional big six, as we're currently seeing that. So they played well against Liverpool earlier on in the season, got a draw, played well against Arsenal, should have won that game. Well against Spurs, obviously they had 9 men, so it's a tough to say they played well, but I guess they won that game, and then they done really well against City as well. So I'm a bit worried about that, but I'm hoping Newcastle at home can keep a clean sheet. Even if it's a 0-0, I'll be really happy with that one. So next to him, I've gone for Mark Gahey, Luton away. Palace actually conceded 3 goals last time out to Everton, which is I guess a rare occurrence for Palace. I don't think they concede many goals. I know they did lose 4-0 to Newcastle earlier on in the season, but other than that, I don't think they concede that many goals. Maybe the odd goal here and there, but against Luton away, I do fancy Palace to keep a clean sheet, and hopefully Gahey can get on the score sheet too. Next to him, I've gone for Matty Cash. So this was a tough one between Tsimikas and Cash, but obviously Tsimikas has City away. So for that reason, I did go for Cash with Spurs away. Both tough fixtures, and I think they both will lose their clean sheet. But I probably fancy Villa to maybe have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet there, but I can't really see it, to be honest. Also, with Cash, his fixtures do turn, I guess, over the next few game weeks. He does have Bournemouth away in 14, but then he's got City, Arsenal, Brentford, Sheffield United, Man United. So for me, Cash is a player that I potentially could be taking out. We'll talk about that later on in the video. But yeah, he is a kind of a red flag for my team to be in my team at the deadline. We'll move on to the midfield. So Bukayo Saka is in the team for this game week, Brentford away. Like I said earlier on in the video, he hasn't really been doing it in terms of goals the last few game weeks. He hasn't scored since game week 7. I am a little bit worried, but I'm hoping he can come back after the international break and start scoring again. And yeah, I think Brentford, it will be a tough game for Arsenal, Brentford away, but Arsenal have actually looked quite good away from home this season. I think they look probably better away from home than they do at home. So I'm confident Saka will score in this game. Bowen, probably the best fixture out of my midfield with Burnley away. Burnley are just shipping goals for fun. I think they haven't really adapted to the Premier League, and I think it will be tricky for Burnley to stay up, especially with how they play. So with Vincent Kompany, he does like to play attacking football, which sometimes is not the best suited for teams lower down in the Premier League. So yeah, for me, it will be a tricky one for Burnley. So that's why I do fancy West Ham to get the win and Bowen to get on the score sheet again, like he did in game week 12. With West Ham, though, yes, you could argue that Europe is having an effect on them, but they really needed that win against Forest in game week 12. They did win 3-2, so they are scoring goals. They scored 2 against Brentford as well. So last 2 games they've scored 5 goals, so that is only positives for someone like Bowen and having someone like Bowen in your team. So I'm really excited for Bowen to get me a few points this game week, hopefully. Next up, Mo Salah, Man City away. A tough game. I think game week 13 has a lot of tough games, and Salah is not kind of shying away from that, and he does have a tough game too. But as we've seen with Salah, he can score against anyone. This season, Liverpool haven't really played anyone of, I guess, Man City's level. So they haven't played Arsenal. They haven't played Man City. They played Chelsea. Salah got an assist. They played Spurs. Salah got nothing. But other than that, their fixtures have been pretty good. Newcastle away, Salah got an assist. But we've seen from previous seasons that Salah can do the business against anyone. So yeah, I'm hoping he can do the business against City. But it's not a fixture you're going to be wanting to captain Salah in, which is why you won't see the armband on him at the moment. In terms of, do I think you should sell him for this game week? Absolutely not. his fixtures after the Man City game do look pretty good as well. So for me, I would just kind of ride it out for this game, and I do fancy him to even get points in this game. So City have just conceded 4. Yes, it was a mad game, but Liverpool can definitely do what Chelsea did, and I think they have a better attack to score goals in that game. So although it's a tough game on paper, I do fancy Salah to get at least 1 return in this game. And like I said, his fixtures after that game are Fulham at home, Sheffield United away, Palace away. So there's no way I'll be taking out Salah just for this game. I think keep him and play him. Next up, we've got Adingra with Forest away. So hopefully he does the same again this game week. He got a goal last time out. As I mentioned in my last week's team selection video, Brighton are on terrible form. They haven't won since game week 6, which is shocking. Yes, it's been tough games, but the last few games haven't actually been that tough. So they started off with Villa away, Liverpool at home, City away. But then they had Fulham at home, Everton away, Sheffield United at home. Some of the easiest fixtures you can ask for, especially them 2 home games, Fulham and Sheffield United. I am a bit worried about that one. But they're still scoring goals in games, albeit only 1 each in their last 4 games, but at least they're still scoring. To be honest, I'm not happy with Adingra. I just don't think there is much better out there at the moment if you look at it in isolation. So, for example, Chelsea have Newcastle away next. So if I wanted to go to Parma, that is a tougher game than Forest away. So for that reason, I'll probably maybe wait, and then maybe in game week 14 or 15 go to someone like Parma. Although he did get the goal for me last time out, I'm not confident with Adingra in the long run. I think his days are numbered in my team. Next up, Son, Villa at home. He's blanked the last 2 game weeks, which is not ideal considering it was Chelsea at home, a game you'd probably expect Spurs to win, and Wolves away. Wolves away is the worrying one for me. The creativity that a no Maddison Spurs showed is a little bit worrying, to be honest. Spurs played Højbjerg, Basuma, and Sarr in the midfield. So Sarr was kind of that number 10, which is not good enough in my opinion. You're losing that player from midfield, from a more kind of central midfield spot, and you're kind of lacking in that number 10 spot. Hopefully, in the next game out against Villa, maybe Lo Celso plays, or Bentancur plays, or Kulusevski plays, and someone comes out on the right. As I do think Spurs really do need that number 10 in that team, and it definitely does affect Son. But hopefully Villa is a game that Son can turn it around in. It's only been 2 games, don't get me wrong, but with Son, you do expect him to score probably every other game. He's that good. Villa, a team that have been so good at home. Away from home, different story. So that's why I'm actually pretty confident Son will get on a score sheet this time round. Even though I'm playing Matty Cash, we'll talk about it later on in the video, but he is probably a player that I will be taking out, if not this week, definitely next week. But Villa away from home have been a little bit stinky. So Forest away, they lost 2-0. Wolves away, drew 1-1. Chelsea away, they won, which is great. Then they lost to Liverpool away 3-0, and they lost to Newcastle away 5-1. So they've conceded a lot of goals away from home. They conceded a lot of goals this season, to be honest. In terms of clean sheets, the last time they did keep a clean sheet was Chelsea away in game week 6. So it's not like they're solid defensively. So that's why I do really fancy Son. And he is actually a potential captain option for me. But I haven't actually gone there. But we'll move on to the forwards. And for the 10th week running, I think about that, a 10th week, we've got the 2 City boys up front. So Haaland and Alvarez. Obviously not the best fixture, Liverpool at home. It will be tough for City, but I do really do fancy goals in this game, and I'm hoping Salah, Alvarez, and Haaland can be amongst them. Obviously, City had a 4-4 thriller last time out, so for me, hopefully that can happen again, and all my City and Liverpool assets can get on the score sheet. I actually do fancy City to win this game. I think at home they are a different animal, and they've been so good at home this season and throughout the last 3-4 seasons. So I do fancy City to win this game. I'm just hoping that it's a game with a lot of goals rather than a 1-0 City win, which sometimes they do that against the bigger and better teams. They do kind of grind out, kill the game. pass the team off the park and win 1-0. We didn't see that against Chelsea. Maybe they don't respect Chelsea enough to play that way. But for me, I do fancy City to win this game. I'm just hoping Haaland and Alvarez can get on the score sheet. As you can see, though, the captaincy is on Haaland. It's not ideal. Bowen, I think, it makes a good case, and Son makes a good case. There is a potential to switch to Bowen or Son. For me, I think Bowen is probably a step too far, though. Yes, it's a good fixture, but I don't really trust West Ham with how dodgy their results have been so far this season. Yes, Bowen has done really well no matter what the result has been, but for me, I kind of want a team that I think will win the game comfortably in terms of goals scored. So for that reason, I probably won't be going on Bowen. Son, on the other hand, even though Villa are a really, really good team, I think defensively they are a bit shaky, like I mentioned earlier, and I think Spurs are going to score goals no matter what. Even though their creativity is a little bit of a worry, I think they will fix that. I think Bentancur will come in, or Kulusevski will come in as number 10, and they will fix that. They will also have a doggy back, which is a big part of their kind of attacking team as well. Him going forward on the left-hand side from left back, coming inside as well. So the pieces are slowly starting to come back together for Spurs. Yes, Romero, Van de Ven are still going to be out, and Maddison and Bassoum is going to be out for this game as well. But I think the doggy does add that little bit extra that maybe Ben Davis or Emerson Royale would have on the left, playing on the left. So Son is a potential option, but for now, it will be Haaland. And we'll talk about my transfers next. So my transfers kind of boil down to do I want the guaranteed starter and pay a little bit extra, or do I want someone that I don't kind of mind being dropped every now and again because he's a little bit cheaper? So the two options for me are probably to go Simicast out or cash out. This all depends on what option I go for, because I'm definitely going to be bringing in an Arsenal defender this game week. It's just whether it's Gabriel or Saliba. Yes, I could go cash to Gabriel, so this is an option too, but I can't actually afford going Simicast to Saliba. If you look at the fixtures, though, this game week's a really kind of bad game week to go off, as both teams in terms of Villa and Liverpool have tough fixtures. So I think if it's a 1 week punt, I probably will be gaining points by going Gabriel or Saliba. But if you look further down, I think I just kind of got to judge what player I want to take out rather than what player I want to bring in. As I think Gabriel is part of Arsenal's first team. Yes, he might get rested every 6-7 game weeks, but I think he is part of their first team. So I'm actually not too worried on his minutes. So for that reason, I am looking at who I'm going to take out and then go from there. So like I said, the first fixture, game week 13, City away for Liverpool, Spurs away for Villa, and Brentford away for Arsenal. So all tough games, to be honest. Obviously, you fancy Arsenal have a better fixture in that one. But if you look down and compare, Liverpool and Villa. So Liverpool have Fulham at home, Sheffield United away, Palace away, and United at home. Villa have Bournemouth away. Probably, I guess, the same level of fixture. I'd probably say Fulham at home is a better fixture than Bournemouth away. Then they've got City at home, tough game. Arsenal at home, then Brentford away. So for me, I think Liverpool's fixtures are clear. And for me, I do think Simicast has that spot on lock. Yes, Joe Gomez did come in for Luton, and there's always going to be a risk. But if he does play 4 out of the next 5 game weeks, then I think I'll be happy with that. Obviously, the City one, I probably won't be playing Simicast, as I'll be playing my new defender. But if he plays 3 out of Sheffield United, Fulham at home, Palace away, and Man United at home, I'd be more than happy. And I have the defensive options to kind of cover that if he does get benched and he doesn't come on. The only thing with Simicast is he probably will come on if he's on the bench. So that is another something else to take into consideration. With cash, though, Villa haven't shown enough for me that they're going to be solid defensively. So even if he does play in them games, I don't see clean sheets, to be honest with you. Okay, if we look at the home games where they've performed, okay, let's say Bournemouth is a clean sheet. we'll give them that one. Okay, City at home, I can see City scoring. Arsenal at home, I can see Arsenal scoring. Brentford away, I can see Brentford scoring. So for me, I can only see maybe one clean sheet in that in them fixtures. Whereas in the Liverpool game, I can see Fulham at home clean sheet, Sheffield United away clean sheet, probably Palace away clean sheet. So at least I'd say 2 to 3, whereas Villa I can only see one. So for that reason, I probably will be taking out Matty Cash and go into either Gabriel Saliba. If I did want to save the money, I'll probably have to look at my future transfers to see how I can use that money. If not, then I probably will just go Saliba, save the headache. I know he's going to start his first choice centre back, no matter who else is next to him, and I don't need to stress. I probably will do that, as I don't really like to stress with FPL. I like to have players that are definitely going to play. I don't want to be checking my team sheet, especially in Australia, where sometimes this is 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't want to be thinking, oh no, Gabriel or Saliba's. I mean, yeah, Gabriel's not starting. So I probably will go Saliba. But yeah, that was it for this team selection video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your transfers going to be this game week, and who is your captain choice? And I'll catch you in the next video. Good luck for the game week. Cheers.